Welcome, everybody. Thanks for being here for our annual meeting. We're going to start with an opening prayer that Rabbi Berzin is going to lead us in. Technical difficulties. So this is the part where I dance and I sing for you. I have it all planned out. Just kidding. Just a minute.
Good morning, everyone. So I read a piece of Talmud a couple of years ago that really reminds me of what temple means to us. It talks about Rabban Gamliel, who encounters this overwhelming ocean and waves that come upon him. And a lot of the time, waves are calming, and they let us go on our journey, and they move us backwards or forwards, but it's a calming presence. And yet when Rabban Gamliel found himself amidst the water, he found these waves surging towards him in his boat, not sure which way to turn. And Rabbi Laura Geller teaches that we can encounter these kinds of waves with either trepidation and panic, or we can encounter them with acceptance. And I think it's a really wonderful metaphor of life. She imagines herself being able to encounter any wave that comes towards her, that pushes towards the boat, which is her life, and saying yes to that wave. Saying, I encounter you with joy and with gladness and with peace. How can I encounter anything that is thrown at my life and find a way to go over the wave and move forward to my destination? And it's a calming way to think about our lives, that we can encounter ourselves saying a series of yeses, an opportunity to meet whatever challenge that we have head on and face it with joy and an opportunity to move forward. And in so many cases throughout life, I think temple can help be that guiding presence for us, that Judaism and tradition and ritual and our community together, if we meet everything that we encounter in the world around us, within our families and our communities, and having that centering place, in many ways, temple can be that ship for us, the vessel by which we encounter everything in our lives and we say, yes, how can we encounter this together? How can we surge toward everything that we're seeing in our lives and push forward towards the next thing? We have the opportunity to continue to say yes, to make this place a way that we encounter our lives together. And many of the people that we're celebrating here at this annual meeting continue to do that for us. They are the people that help us encounter our lives, say yes, and assure that temple moves forward into every next adventure and that we move forward with it. So I'm delighted to welcome all of us to our temple meeting. And my prayer for us as we go forward is to continue saying yes together each and every time. Thank you.
Thank you, Rabbi. So as I stand here before you today, I am filled with a mix of emotions: gratitude, appreciation, relief, and a sense of fulfillment. It is with both humility and reverence that I thank you all for my time here as the president of this great congregation. It was not a position that I ever anticipated holding, but it has been exceptionally rewarding to work with and alongside our fantastic staff, clergy, and lay leaders here at Temple Israel. Serving as your president has been both an honor and a privilege, and I am deeply grateful for the trust and confidence you placed in me. It is hard to believe that 2 years ago, we were just working on our way out of the pandemic and really had not yet been in large groups together. That year's high holiday services were our first high holiday services together for several years, and we were all finding our comfort zone back into this building. I am proud of how much progress we've made in coming back together as a congregation over the past 2 years, and how successful our focus on engagement and programming has been to bring people back into this building in order to build a stronger community at Temple Israel. As I look back at the past 2 years, I want to thank a few people. I would like to thank Nate and all of the Temple Israel staff for their hard work and extraordinary efforts keeping the trains running on time here. I don't think that we always see how much work it takes to keep this congregation operating at the high level that it does, and it is with great appreciation and gratitude that I thank the staff for everything they do for us. Next, I want to thank our dedicated clergy for their partnership, guidance, and support. I have enjoyed immensely working with, learning from, and serving this congregation alongside each of you. I thank you for your friendship and your counsel over these past 2 years and beyond. I also would like to thank all of our lay leaders at Temple Israel, whether you are on the board of trustees, one of our committees, or a task force. If I could have anybody who has served on the board, on one of our committees, or on a task force in the last 2 years, would you just stand up, please? So this is the lifeblood of this congregation, volunteering for the things that you're passionate about, that you care about, and helping the congregation be stronger. It is only because of the hard work and dedication and commitment of the people who volunteer here that we have been successful continuing to build an inclusive, connected, and expanding community here at Temple Israel. And last but not least, I want to thank my family, and especially my wife, for putting up with me not being around as much as they would like over the last 2 years. Or maybe not being around and they were happy about that. I would not have been able to do this job without the support and encouragement that I got from Jamie and my family, and I love them very much and appreciate everything that they did to help me with this job. Today I am filled with hope and optimism for the future of Temple Israel. I am excited to pass the gavel, literally and figuratively, on to Justin Cooper. Justin is a strong, capable lay leader who I have had the privilege to work with here over the last 7 or 8 years. I believe Justin will do a great job as our next president, and I look forward to seeing what he and the talented, newly to-be inducted Board of Trustees today has in store for us over the next 2 years. Thank you again for the privilege of serving as your president. Thank you. Rabbi?
So I am honored to give what will hopefully be my first of many rabbis' reports here at Temple Israel. 11 months ago, I had the honor of stepping in to serve as your 19th senior rabbi, as I was formally voted in February of 2023. My family zoomed in shortly thereafter. And I am honored to be here with you today, and especially like to take a moment to thank my amazing wife, Joy, and our kids for their continued support in our journey. And just to let you know, they had a great year at their Elkhorn schools. They're doing fine. They're going to be going to camp this summer and hopefully returning to us with lots of smiles and energized to continue their journeys as they grow into the people they're becoming with the support of our amazing Temple Israel community and family. So as I mentioned at my installation, my work actually began here a year ago, February. From the point of that meeting, I began meeting with Rabbi Berezin and Cantor Alexander, two amazing clergy partners to begin preparing for worship and life cycle and high holy days, among other experiences here at Temple Israel. In addition, I also met regularly with Troy Meyerson, our outgoing president. Just like to take a moment to thank Troy for his amazing partnership, guidance, and leadership. I've had the honor of serving with a number of congregational presidents, and Troy, you're right there at the top. Thank you for everything that you've done. One of the great things about Troy is whenever we would talk about an idea, a project, his answer was never no. His answer was always, let's see how we can make that happen. And I know he doesn't do that alone. He does it with the support of an incredible board and an amazing family who supported him in this journey. And I look forward as well to serving with Justin to continue bringing not just Troy's vision, but also Justin's vision to fruition. Thank you to our wonderful executive director, Nate Shapiro. As Troy mentioned, he works with an incredible staff behind the scenes, for the most part, who are the unsung heroes of our professional community who make everything happen. And I would like to also take a moment to thank all of the chairs and members of the search committee and the transition committee for helping me land on my feet to begin the sacred work that we've been doing over these past 11 months. After unpacking my house, my office, and our house, the real work began, and that was focused on getting to know you, our community. And it was in part because of the number of meet and greets, be it the large group gatherings, the small group gatherings, and the coffees, the one-on-ones and the lunches, as the opportunity to learn about you and your stories and your love of this community. We held our first of many Shabbat services with all three clergy sharing the bima, and I hope that it has been apparent that the three of us really enjoy working together. There is an ease to our teamwork because there's a tremendous amount of respect and collegiality to the work that we are doing together. And we've also been able to continue in the tradition of wonderful music, including our incredible musicians for programs like our Shabbat Shirah. We've also been able to introduce a little guitar playing on my end, as well as bringing a little bit of Joy's clarinet as well. And we're looking forward to expanding upon our musical worship experiences in the very near future. We reinstituted weekly Shabbat morning services, and that was only possible because all of you have committed to helping us make a minyan. We are committed to these weekly services. All we ask is that y'all keep showing up. We've continued the regular business of congregational life, baby namings, B'nai Mitzvah, including Cantor's wonderful twins this past February, weddings, and sadly, of course, funerals, saying farewell to beloved members of our congregational family and larger community. We've also continued to institute a tremendous sense of Jewish pride in all of you, and especially in our young people. Now, rather than go through a list of all the holidays and festivals, I would like to say that we are seeing and experiencing a really positive showing and reception for what we are offering to our community. Our Hanukkah program was overflowing and oversubscribed. We burst through the doors. We had High Holy Days with a wonderful turnout, Simchat Torah, and of course our second night Passover, which was fully subscribed. We are continuing with adult education, including conversion classes, Zohar class, Torah study. There will be a class in Holocaust studies beginning on June 19th. And we even welcomed in a special scholar, Benji Lovett, to present us with some thoughts about Israeli humor, which is both a reflection of Jewish humor and also unique in and of itself. We've held our 6th grade retreat for the first time since the pandemic. We welcomed in Spirit of Galilee, which challenged our perspectives on what's going on in the Middle East and especially in Israel and Gaza. We've continued Holy Smokes and Rosh Chodesh. Racial justice programs have continued, including our 4th Racial Stamina beginning this fall. We've had successful themed Tot Shabbats that are growing, including our own Glow in the Dark, our Animal Encounter, and our Science STEM theme one, where thankfully the building was not blown up. I've gotten to know the larger Jewish community as well. I'm now a regular at the JCC gym, where you can find me working out, well, let me rephrase, being tortured. I mean, doing what my trainer tells me to do on Wednesday mornings. I've been an active participant in Rabbis and Presidents. We've welcomed in Rabbi Telushkin, the Omaha Jewish scholar. He was here on Friday and doing a number of events in the Jewish community throughout the next week and a half. We are preparing our Teen Israel trip for next winter. A number of us went to the reconstituted URJ Biennial in Washington, D.C. this past December. Our teen civil rights trip was incredibly successful. We partnered with congregations from Milwaukee and Chicago, had over 10 of our teens go, including 2 of my own, and they can't stop talking about it. And it was so inspirational that we're going to be planning an adult-themed trip for next April, and if you want to learn more about it, please join us on June 6th. One of my goals in coming in was to re-engage with our wonderful emeritus, Rabbi Azriel, beloved leader and member of our Temple Israel community. Unfortunately, he's had a number of medical challenges, but he's been able to join us for a few events, and we love welcoming him in whenever he's able to be with us. So, as always, feel free to keep him in your thoughts and your prayers, and know that we love having him be a guide and an inspiration to us. Of course, I would be remiss if I didn't mention the challenges we faced as the Jewish community, as the tri-faith community, as the larger world since the events of October 7th. Following those events, I was interviewed by almost every local media source, had the opportunity to be a representative of the Jewish community to Omaha. But more importantly, we've always been about trying to create space for you, no matter your thoughts, no matter your feelings, because Temple Israel wants everyone to feel both engaged and heard during this difficult time. We've been sermonizing, we've been talking, we've been praying, and we've been re-engaging with our sacred partners at the mosque and at the church. And though Wendy Goldberg has stepped down as the executive director of Tri-Faith, we thank her for her tremendous professional leadership of this organization, just as we continue to work for the next iteration of Tri-Faith. And we are thankful to her for helping lead it, especially during COVID and during numerous clergy transitions on the campus. Thankfully, we now have all 3 senior clergy in place. Strangely enough, I'm the senior-most clergy member of Tri-Faith, having been here 11 months. Pastor Jenny joined us in December, and the imam just arrived a few weeks ago, and we are scheduled to have lunch with him early next week. So please know there is and continues to be space for you as events continue to unfold. We want to be able to honor all those whose memories are for a blessing, all those who are suffering, and call for an end, speedy end to the violence, the return of the hostages, and an end to the war. Other pieces to mention. Sadly, we are saying farewell to a couple of beloved members of our Temple Israel staff. Especially want to take a moment to thank our wonderful religious school YLP director, Jenny Gates Beckman, and thank her for her time in guiding us and helping us create a dynamic and fun program. And thank you as well to Minnie Marburg for her past 5 years of service as the Director of Engagement and Membership Services. Hopefully they will continue to call Temple Israel home, and we wish them lots of mazel in their future endeavors. And if we can just take a moment to thank them, I think with some applause would be appropriate. I was introduced to 2 weeks of Nebraska winter this January, so much so that we traded in my wife's front-wheel drive minivan for an all-wheel drive SUV, thank you for the guidance, just in time for the ice and snow to go away. We also experienced what we were assured was not going to be tornado season because of the Omaha Dome, you didn't mention that Elkhorn is not included in that. Thankfully, our members in Elkhorn and Bennington were mostly unscathed, though of course we know that can't be said for so many, and we thank you for your support of an outreach and generous donations to those in our community who are suffering. This past May, so just a few weeks ago, I was honored to be installed by Omaha's own Rabbi Dan Fellman, who gave me a wonderful gift of his presence and his inspiration and a jersey that's, well, we'll see what I do with that. So what does the future hold? Well, first of all, in partnership with Justin and our new board, we are going to continue to focus on even greater engagement, relationships. We're going to focus on being an even greater partner in the larger Omaha Jewish community and the larger Omaha community. And we are also going to acknowledge that, like so many Jewish organizations, we are at a crossroads and we are facing a significant challenge. And that challenge isn't just engagement, but also funding the sacred work that we are doing. Already, we are going to be putting forth a new form of giving, a new form of donating to our congregation and donor appreciation, and we'll be talking about that, the Circle of Giving, which you can read about in our flyer. We are also going to be engaging in a capital campaign to raise the funds within our endowment fund to help support the sacred work that we do. But we acknowledge there is tremendous donor fatigue. More and more organizations and communities are in need. And so we do acknowledge this will not be an easy ask. But in order to secure the future of Temple Israel, we are looking to you and to others to help seed the funds to enable us to keep offering everything that we do to make this your sacred home for Reform Judaism. In the meantime, I will be heading off to my first summer at Osrui this Saturday with our youngest Alex, who will be going to sleepaway camp for the first time. After that, Cantor is going to be heading to Israel for a Cantor's conference and a little time with her family there. And then Rabbi Berzin will follow by taking her family to Osrui. But not to worry, we will be here. There will always be a clergy person present to keep the lights on here at Temple Israel should you need anything at all. We are working on lining up scholars. We've already started planning for the High Holy Days. They are in October this year. Remember, High Holy Days are neither early nor late. They arrive exactly when they mean to. And we are planning to also welcome in Julie Levine, our new director of the YLP, and look forward to partnering with her in all that she's going to be offering our community beginning this summer. So I stand before you with humble gratitude to my clergy partners, to our staff, to our lay leaders, our board, our volunteers, and most importantly, to all of you. This is a sacred journey. We've celebrated over 152 years as a congregational family. I look forward to being and continuing to be a part of that journey and to serving all of you in helping us bring us into the next stage of what we hope, we envision, we desire to see, to be Temple Israel, your family, your home, in the home of Reform Judaism here in Omaha, as a proud member of the larger Jewish community and the larger Omaha community. Thank you for your trust and your support, and I look forward to our continued partnership and our continued journeys together. And now, per our program, we will continue with our award presentation. So we are going to have Troy, along with members of the staff and the clergy, present a number of awards. I will begin by presenting the first two awards. And the first award is our Pillar Award, which we are going to be presenting to Mibsy Brooks. Mibsy, Mibsy is touched and honored. She's unable to be with us here in person today, though she was here a couple of weeks ago. Now, I've met Mibsy a number of times on Zoom, and I was thrilled to finally meet her in person, so I can emphatically state that she does, in fact, have legs. Miriam Mibsy Brooks has been a pillar of the community for many years. Despite moving away from Omaha, she's maintained very strong ties to our community. Her father was the much beloved Rabbi Brooks, and her support of Temple Israel is in honor of her parents. She was instrumental in helping to build the Brooks Cafe. More recently, she worked with Mindy Marburg to repurpose the meditation room to become the Temple Israel History Gallery in honor of Rabbi Sidney H. and Jane H. Brooks. And if you've not taken advantage of it or availed yourself of it, I highly recommend it. She financed the entire project. In addition to building the gallery, she also helped fund the archive project, which took place during the pandemic. This project was a literal cleaning out of the closets to properly catalog and store all of the artifacts from Temple Israel's history. Her generosity and support of Temple honors the legacy of her parents and benefits our entire congregation. Thank you, Mibsy, for your continued support and your friendship. And our next award is going to Eileen Arnold, our Avodah Award. You can come on up, Eileen. I know I saw you back there somewhere. We love your beautiful colors. Mazel tov to Eileen Arnold for the 2024 Avodah Award. Thank you to Eileen for her service on the board and as one of Temple Israel representatives on the Tri-Faith Board. Eileen is a dedicated member of our community garden, a regular attendee of our worship service and adult education programs. Eileen also joined with several others at the reimagined URJ Biennial Convention in December, where she shared her voice and vision with so many Reformed Jewish leaders. Eileen, we are grateful to you for your commitment to supporting all that Temple Israel has to offer and for sharing your wisdom and guidance with us as well. It's my honor to present you with the Avodah Award. And now I'll let someone else take the mic.
For our Gemilut Chasadim, we award our acts of service and kindness. We invite up Sherry Hess and Anna Sherman to join me on the bima. Sherry Hess and Anna Sherman are receiving our Temple Israel Gemilut Chasadim Award this year. Both Sherry and Anna have demonstrated personal commitment and have worked to feed the people of Omaha when we so desperately need it. Anna, with the help of a small but strong group of volunteers, took on the lead volunteer position to run the second and fifth Sunday breakfast at the Stevens Center. This group could not run without the dedication of the team, but it is Anna who stepped up to make sure that Temple provided the food and cooked it on every fifth Sunday per month, as well as cooking what the Stevens Center had planned on the second Sunday per month. Anna, we're so grateful for your dedication to people in need in the name of Temple Israel. Sherry, you have worked with a group of volunteers for the CARE Act REACH program. This program is made up of folks from all three of our partner Tri-Faith communities on the Commons. On the first Friday of each month, this group purchases food with anonymous donations for 24 families who have no way of leaving their home to get food or the funds to buy it. This group of volunteers who on the first Saturday of each month sort, organize, and deliver the food to these families work with your guidance. Sherry, thank you so much for your dedication to Temple, to our Tri-Faith community, and the Omaha community at large. Well, I'm going to give you your awards, and then I will take a picture with you, yes. We're going to scooch over that way per Mark.
It is my honor to invite Sandy Nog to come up to receive our Kahila Award. For many years, Sandy has supported Temple Israel through her volunteer efforts, often working through the program to get everything just right in the end. As a member of Temple Israel for more than 50 years, Sandy has offered her dedication to programming, our gift shop, countless onegs, and other programs that have service and food component. Sandy is a strong leader as well as a dedicated team member. Sandy, thank you for all that you do to make things right here at Temple. Here's your award. Okay, come over here.
Our next award is for Mandy Mara. Mandy Mara is the Volunteer of the Year. Mandy Mara is receiving this award for many reasons. Mandy has planned Rosh Chodesh events and holiday parties that are creative, innovative, and fun for all who attend. Her organizational skills are top-notch. Mandy is reliable and happy to help throughout the year with everything that she's asked, all while raising two adorable kids with her husband Josh and working full-time. Mandy, thank you so much.
For our social justice awards this year, we're inviting Ellen Platt, who I know is not here, but her cohort partners are going to accept for her, Kat King and Berta Ackerson. In 2022, Temple Israel's Racial Justice Initiative engaged Dr. Dieter Reiser to teach our first cohort of the Building Racial Stamina participants. From that group, we selected a few participants to train as facilitators, people we believed would take this holy work to the next level. Berta, Kat, and Ellen were those people. They are exceptional leaders who form an incomparable team who care deeply about the work of dismantling racism through creating safe spaces where our congregants can be challenged to confront their own biases. Each cohort they lead includes hours of preparation and planning and thoughtful and intentional facilitation of 8 separate sessions, each covering a different aspect of study as the group works to grapple with how systemic racism and how we confront it. As we begin to plan for our fourth cohort for this fall, we want to take a moment to celebrate the dedication, the passion, and the tremendous commitment of these fabulous leaders and offer our gratitude for the important work that they do here at Temple. For our next award, we are presenting the Toro Award to Diana Williams. Diana Williams joined our teaching faculty 4 years ago, jumping into our learning program with excitement, intentionality, expertise, and a true passion for teaching the next generation of learners. Kindergarten is a critical time of development for our children as they find their place around them and navigate their emerging identities, including Jewish identities. They begin to ask big questions and important questions in these moments, and that is why having the right educator poised to help shape these young minds is absolutely essential. We could not have found a more perfect fit for this role than Diana. Diana is a master teacher who facilitates and guides these crucial conversations in meaningful, authentic, and developmentally appropriate ways for our young learners. Furthermore, Diana engages our students with exceptional creativity, building carefully crafted lessons aiming to help them dive into the curricular content with excitement and with curiosity. In addition, this year, Diana has offered wisdom to our teaching faculty through monthly teacher trainings and one-on-one mentoring, as well as serving on the Parent Steering Committee. We are incredibly grateful for all that Diana has done for our students, our families, and our teachers.
It is my honor to welcome up Nora James for the Young Adult Service Award. Since joining Temple Israel, Nora James has become a valuable part of our volunteer team, Toby's team. Nora can be found in the kitchen helping to prepare onegs, congregational dinners, and YLP breakfasts. In addition to volunteering in the kitchen, Nora also provides a friendly face to existing members and new faces by greeting them for holidays and regular Shabbat services. She has also proven to be a strong leader in our Temple Israel 20-somethings group. As an emerging young leader in our Temple Israel community, Nora shows compassion, dedication, and a strong sense of positive values that we all benefit from. Mazel tov.
I have the pleasure of welcoming up Catherine Howell for the Youth Leadership Award. Okay, so Catherine Howell, or Katie, as most of us know her, has been an active and dedicated participant in Temple Israel's youth learning programming the entire time I've been Director of Education. In our Hebrew High program, Katie consistently brings genuine curiosity to everything she does and approaches class conversations with an open mind. In addition to her involvement as a student, Katie serves as a valuable madricha, teaching assistant, each Sunday in our pre-K class, where she supports our teachers and helps guide our younger students. This is a place you are definitely going to be missed as you go off to college. Her patience, kindness, and ability to connect with children make her an invaluable asset to our team. The commitment it takes to be as involved in temple programming as she is, while also participating in local community theater productions on top of her regular studies, shows a maturity beyond her years. Beyond our professional relationship, I remember meeting Katie at the age of 10 or so, when my husband and I returned to Omaha to raise a family. We were to become regulars at a little program called Tat Shabbat, which was on Saturday mornings at that time, and Katie was not only just a fantastic older sister, but or an assistant to her mom, but also acted as an ambassador for the Temple Israel community, making sure every child felt welcome and seen. So it has been a great pleasure getting to see Katie develop into a promising young adult, and even more so to present her with this award.
Our next award is the Special Service Award for Lori Sullivan and Jess Cohn. Neither of them were able to join us today, but we get to celebrate them in their absence. Lori and Jess agreed to chair the Transition Committee, which was the committee to welcome and integrate the Scharf family into our Temple Israel community. And when Lori and Jess were asked to chair this committee, they jumped in headfirst like Lori and Jess always do. And this was not a small task. They worked on this committee for a whole year. They helped plan intentional and intimate social events for the Scharf family to meet a wide variety of community members during the Scharf's first year in Omaha. They planned the women's welcome events for Joy Scharf. They helped ensure that the Scharf family was involved in our high holiday celebrations, not just here, but in our homes. And then they even found volunteers to keep watch over the Scharf's new home in their absence, because they had purchased the house before they had moved to town. So thank you so much to Lori and Jess for making Omaha and the Scharf family's new Homaha. Well, that's my favorite part of these annual meetings, because these are people who have done really great things for this community this year. And before we move on, I just want to give one more round of applause for everybody who did such great things today and got some great awards for this year's work. Thank you. Oh. And we have one more award. So this is my favorite part, and we save the best for last, which this is a very special award.
I invite Susie Cohen to come up for the Sacred Partnership Award. Susie Cohen, it is my pleasure and honor to honor you with the Sacred Partnership Award for your vision and implementation of the Concert of Lights in May of 2023. Concert of Lights was a magnificent opportunity to bring to life music and the lives of those who, in the depths of depravity, brought forth light from darkness. The collaboration between Temple Israel, the Omaha Symphony, the Jewish Federation and Foundation, and of course, the ILMC would not have been possible without your initiative and drive to not only make a concert possible, but also to fundraise for the future of this work. We are fortunate to have just witnessed a screening of this concert to once again be reminded and re-impacted by the work of Maestro Lotoro and all who came together in partnership for this sacred mission. Thank you, Susie, for being my partner in pushing this grand idea and a miraculous accomplishment, never wavering that this project was worth our time. Sacred partnership is when people work together for a cause greater than themselves and bring their own talents to that cause, enabling something to happen that would not without each other. Concert of Lights was truly such an experience, and Susie, I thank you for being a true partner to myself, to Temple Israel, and making this grand concert education and fundraising a reality. Absolutely.
And we're going to make an exception for a very short thank you. I am honored to accept the Sacred Partnership Award from Temple Israel. I loved working with Cantor Alexander, my new best friend. I never got a no from anybody at Temple. It was amazing. And I just can't thank you all enough for the work you did to make this concert so meaningful and moving. I am proud to be a part of this amazing event, and my sincere thank you, thank you, thank you.
My pleasure.
Mm.
This is for you. Let's go take a picture.
One more round of applause for all of these award winners. So I'd like to welcome Jeff Smedlin up for our nominating report.
The nominating committee is pleased to present its report to the congregation. I am grateful to this year's committee members, Shelley Fox, Margaret Gurwitz-Smith, Dan Marburg, and the chair, Dan Gilbert, who joined me several times and followed a process that was comprehensive and inclusive. Thank you to the committee for the collaboration and dedication to prepare this slate of nominees. The committee and the congregation share our thanks to Eileen Arnold, Sarah Cowan, Brandon Coombe, and Lisa Lukoff for their dedicated service upon completing their terms. Thank you all for your commitment to helping this congregation and your contributions to our 150-plus year history. We also appreciate Larry Gittleman and Susie Norton for their significant contributions to the executive committee as they step down from these roles but continue their involvement on the board. Here is our proposed 2024-25 slate for election of officers and new board members from Temple Israel. Please join me on the bema when I say your name. Officers, President Justin Cooper. Vice Presidents Tamara Drager and Cindy Goldberg. Treasurer Jeff Lawden. Secretary Larry Gendler. President-elect Jeff Silverstein. Presidential appointee Joseph Pinson. And our immediate past president, Troy Meyerson. new board members, the following individuals are nominated to serve 3-year terms on the board. Berta Ackerson, Robert Friedman, Tom Friedman. The nominating committee thanks all nominees for their willingness to serve and contribute to the leadership of our congregation. Thank you.
Okay, so this is the formal part of the meeting where we vote to install our new board members, our board and our board members. So if I can have a motion, a second. Thank you. All in favor, please raise your hand. Any opposed? Abstentions? All right, thank you very much.
Before you guys get to step down, we are going to invite up our ongoing board members to please join us as well. So those who are continuing on the board, please join us. And secondly, I'd like to offer up a few words for those board members stepping off the board.
So we want to thank Eileen Arnold, who brought her passion for Tri-Faith, the garden, and the building and grounds issues to Temple and our Board of Trustees. We thank Brandon Coombe, who always has wonderful ideas, always helping to think of new things, and serving on the Cemetery Pricing Task Force. To Lisa Lukoff, who brought her professional expertise and guidance in HR field, and to our leadership team, which helped Temple to continue to be a more professional organization. And to Sarah Cowan, for all of her work in social justice and building our racial justice and all of our other social justice endeavors over the last few years.
So what's going to happen next is we're going to do the formal installation of our new board. And following that, we are going to take a picture of our new board because we've been instructed by Stephanie that we need to have a picture that we can use for publicity purposes of our new board. So practice your smiles as we do our installation. So we're going to invite the congregation to please rise as the ark is opened.
Holy One of Blessing, bestow your blessing on these leaders who have been elected to serve our congregation. Instill in them with insight and understanding, perseverance, as well as patience. Inspire them to work together in pursuit of our community's greatest aspirations, even as they watch over its daily needs. Oh God, we are thankful for the dedication and giving spirit that brings these men and women before you, prepared to devote their energies to your service and to the benefit of us all. Grant success to their endeavors and help them to lead us in the pursuit of our sacred mission. We say together as one community, Amen.
Amen.
We pray as well that all of your leadership and guidance is for the sake of heaven. Remember that any disagreements are sacred and holy, and we look forward to sacred conversations. May your meetings be brief. May your dialogues be meaningful as you help lead us into the next step, the next journey of Temple Israel's long and illustrious presence here in Omaha in your lives. And then we're going to join together in the priestly benediction.
Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
May God bless you and keep you.
יאר אדוני פניו אליך ויחונך.
May God's love and light always shine on you and be kind and compassionate to you.
יישא אדוני פניו אליך וישם לך שלום.
May God's presence always be with you. And as you inspire us and lead us, may you feel the sense of God's presence of shalom, of fullness, of wholeness, of sacredness, of partnership, of peace. Kehi ratzon, be this God's will. Together we say, Amen and Mazel Tov.
If you think you can follow these instructions, come on up. Okay, and I'd like to have gentlemen on each end. So we get to there we go, that's good. And if you're leaning like this, face back. See what I mean? There you go. Maybe you can fit right into it. I don't want to see you get this. It shouldn't take more than an hour. Okay, that works good. Watch the New York Times. Okay, if you're looking like this, if you're looking like this, or if you see the back of somebody's head, I'm not going to see your face. So pay attention to so then you turn a little bit. There you go. No, I'm not even going to take the picture. You look so good. All right. Keep sitting there, standing there for 15, 20 minutes. We'll get it in there. All right, you got it, son.
Troy, I'll just leave it down. Troy, we're out in the Simon courtyard, and several people came up to me and said that being president isn't an easy one. I wish they would have said something a little earlier than just a few minutes ago. But the selling points, they tell me, are that it's a part-time job, that there's no compensation, endless meetings, lots of phone calls, and the pleasing of everybody is probably a difficult task. But they also tell me that people who accept this role as president of the synagogue love this community and love this congregation. We watched you guide us as we came out of the darkness of the pandemic into the light. You provided us with a steady hand when we went through the multi-year senior rabbi transition and we faced challenges with a vision of the future. You were called to lead, and you led with compassion and humor. 2 years ago, we presented Dan with a collection of items, bolts and screws, nails, glue sticks, paper clips that represented holding us together during the pandemic. For you, our presentation today is to show you how you've woven this congregation together, congregation life and congregation participants, to this very special place. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, the staff, clergy, and the congregation of Temple Israel, thank you for your leadership and for a job well done. I took a few minutes before I came out here and I reflected on the past President's Board. And for those of you who don't know where it is, the past President's Board is down the hall to the right. I've walked past this board numerous times without giving it much thought. But today I stood and I stared for a while. I listened closely and I thought I heard at least one soft voice say, "Run away now." Another somewhat voice said, "You can do this." Those past presidents, some of recent vintage, and others steeped in the history of this very foundation of Temple Israel. What challenges did they face? What opportunities did they discover? And how did they measure success of their presidency? Success cannot simply only be in numbers. It is not only about the number of seats in the pews that are filled on a Friday night or Shabbos morning, or the number of students in the school, or only the sales of the gift shop or the monies in the checking account. While all these are important, they don't tell the story of what we are trying to create in this sacred space. Dan Gilbert and I wondered together, if defining success is difficult, maybe we can define what success isn't. So what's the opposite of success? It's not an outright failure. It's missed opportunities. Missed opportunities for building relationships and strengthening our individual and collective understanding of what it means to be Jewish. An opportunity to strengthen the compelling need to be together, not to do this as individuals, but as a community, a common kinship, and in public. When we moved into this building, Rabbi Josh Brown pondered, now that all the plans are done, the drawings are made, diagrams and schematics of the building, the endless number of meetings, and the measuring twice and cutting once, when all that's done, how do we close the distance between the congregants? How do we bring our clergy and staff closer to the people they serve? How do we make individuals more part of this community in a shared like-mindedness? How do we make Temple feel safe, secure, warm, and intimate for all of us? And it all comes down to the relationship process. With that in mind, here's what my asks are of you. I ask for your talents, your enthusiasm, your financial support, but most of all, a commitment of your time. I'm going to tell you a little story about time and the value of that. There's a young boy named Jack, and he befriends an elderly person that lives next door to him. And they talk about sports, and they talk about politics and hopes and dreams. And the old man taught him some concepts that he thought were important for a young person to know. Jack moves away for college, doesn't think much about the older man for a while, and gets involved in life. One day, Jack gets a call from his mother that Mr. Pessler had passed away, and the funeral is Wednesday. Jack is busy, but he returns home and goes to the funeral. It's somewhat uneventful. Mr. Bessler had no family. They go to his home, and it's just as the way Jack remembered it. Every memory came back flooding to him, every picture, every piece of furniture, every story. Jack suddenly realized that there was one thing missing. A small wooden box that was locked that was on top of the desk. Jack must have asked about 1,000 times what's in that box. Mr. Bessler's only response was, the thing I value the most. A couple of weeks go by, and Jack gets a package in the mail with the return label of Mr. Bessler. The handwriting was difficult to read, but it was unmistakable. Inside the box was an envelope. The outside of the box or envelope read, "Upon my death, please forward this box and contents to Jack." He unlocks the box carefully, and there inside is a beautiful pocket watch. Running his fingers over the etching, Jack felt his heart racing, and tears began to fill his eye. The letter simply read, "Jack, thanks for your time." To the elderly gentleman, Jack's greatest gift was his time. Ladies and gentlemen, as your president, most of all, I will value your time and your commitment to Temple Israel. We will never be able to thank you enough for your time, energy, and financial resources you devote to Temple Israel, but I can assure you that your efforts will be felt by all of us. Troy asked you to attend events and programs that you are passionate about and instill that passion in others. My ask is a little different. Now that you've attended those services and events and programs, I want you to have a chance to know Temple even more intimately, not just those areas that are in your comfort zone. I ask that you attend events that you did not normally attend. I want to see for yourself how your contributions add value to a wide range of programming, the enthusiasm and love that people have for Temple Israel. I urge you to attend Sunday or Wednesday school programming, even if you don't have a child or grandchild in the program. See for yourself that we're not just teaching the rubrics of customs and prayers, but providing reasons why be Jewish. I challenge you to attend Torah study and see what other adult learning looks like when you have study partners who have the same questions you have, but they have a desire to deepen their strength in Jewish education and understanding. Help fix a breakfast on Sunday at the Stevens Center and see what joy it brings to your heart, giving people a second chance and turning their lives around. Putting practice tzedakah. How about meeting our neighbors at Tri-Faith on their home turf for coffee and dialogue? I can assure you that meeting will have profound impact on you. We need to fulfill our role as engaged partners. And don't forget services. Consider attending Sukkot, Simchat Torah, Tu B'Shvat, or join our community celebrations of Shavuot on June 11th, this year at Bethel, or next year's community Yom HaShoah and Yom HaZikaron. I assure you that you can see for yourself that these celebrations, commemorations, and memorials fit the framework of Judaism. Then there's, of course, book club and the knitting club and Tat Shabbat and Holy Smokes, and you can be your own barista by inviting friends to the Brooks Cafe, working in the garden, or come to our civil rights trip next spring. Engage in the work of social justice, and the list and possibilities go on and on. I want you to see for yourself what Temple is doing, the impact it is having on members' lives, and the value that your efforts and dedication has added in enriching lives. The welcome tent at Temple Israel is large, open, and the flaps are pulled back. You just need to step inside and join us. Don't wait for someone to ask you to come in and join. Join us, bring your friends and family. A few years ago, in the musical Hamilton, one of the key songs sung by Hamilton was, "I want to be in the room where it happens." I'm going to save everybody the pain of singing the lyrics, but the idea expresses in that song that there's room for everybody to participate and to be part of this great and grand adventure. Everyone can contribute, everyone's voice needs to be heard, and the same is true here at Temple Israel. Our welcome tent is large and strong enough to invite our tri-faith partners in. Have we missed some opportunities to hear and see others through our own pain? Help us envision what the next chapter in that partnership relationship will look like. We're creating something very special here. Take some risks with us. Spend some time, and if you're so blessed, help support us financially as well. Find fellow congregants and have them join you on this journey. If you know someone just outside those doors who are not affiliated or looking to add meaning to their lives, invite them in. Well done is better than well said. Let's get to work. Thank you.
So I would like to close with a song, with a prayer. This is called Wisdom of the Heart. And while it is typically a blessing for an individual, may you be blessed, I think that we need the y'all kind of sense of that word you. May we be blessed. May we take into our hearts the wisdom of our ancestors, the wisdom of our teachers, the wisdom of each other. May we show up for each other. May we walk the path, the difficult paths and the joyous paths together. May we invite more in to join us on our journeys, and may we know that our lives are greater and more meaningful because of the work that we do together as a temple community. May God bless you every day. May God guide you on your way. May God bless the laughter and the learning that we share. May God hear our prayer. May God remind you of your deeds. May you remember others' needs as you are walking down the paths from which we came. May God bless your name. Ani holech kevachalom, kol tzad mekarev leshalom. Ani holech kevachalom, kol tzad mekarev leshalom. May God grant you the courage of Ruth. May God give you the strength to seek your truth. Like Isaac, may you feel God's loving embrace. May God shine the light upon your face. May God grant you wisdom of the heart. May God grant us courage as we part. May God grant us strength to face the tears and fears we share. May God hear our prayer. Boker Tov.
This concludes our annual meeting. Thank you to our award winners. Thank you to our outgoing board members, our incoming board members, and most importantly, thank you to all of you for joining us. May we all be blessed from strength to strength. Amen.
Invite them to the social hall. Do you want to invite them? Don't we have an Oneg of sorts?
I have no idea.
Then don't invite them.